3, 2, 1. That's going to be in the opening now.
No, please.
Welcome. Hey, guys.
That was an homage to Recess.
Oh, really?
Because that's all I think of.
I had to quickly start it so that could be in part of the opening credits. / there's no credits. Just the scenes. Gotcha. Recess. What was the theme song to Recess again?
It's just
It starts with the school bell. Oh, yeah.
Like I haven't watched this the other day.
And he kicks the red ball.
Yep.
Yep.
Gum and
Gum. Yeah, that's right. Mrs. What was her name?
Finster.
Mrs. Finster. The Ashleys.
Yep.
Good times.
Randall. I was going to be TJ for Halloween, but it kind of fell through with the red hat situation.
All of us failed so miserably last Halloween because, like, 5 months before Halloween, we were like, we're going to be Recess. Let's start getting our costumes together. We all pick people. But then Halloween comes and we're like, yo, man, been too busy to get that costume.
For 5 months.
What did we end up being again? I was Waluigi.
Oh, yeah. No.
That was for the other thing. Yeah.
That was for June Youth.
Yeah, what did I end up being for when we were supposed to be
cat,
Recess?
I think.
Oh, yeah, I was Ariana Grande / a cat. That's my go-to costume.
Your go-to costume. Ariana Grande. That's actually me every day, but then I wear a costume over top of that.
Oops. Yeah, because as soon as I put cat ears on, I feel like Ariana Grande.
I feel
you know? But then I put, like, I always wear sunglasses, and then I'm a cool cat, which I stole from, like, that Community episode where Britta's a cool cat.
Yep, I hear you.
When I was blonde, I used to dress up as Britta as a cool cat.
You need to be blonde again.
It's just the best. I you know what, I've been thinking about that recently.
Oh, yeah?
But then I think, oh, yeah, then I have to keep dyeing my hair all the time. Like, with
that's
anything.
fair.
Like, I stopped dyeing my hair totally, and this happened. And I'm like, this has been so nice not having to, like, dye it. But then I look at pictures, and I'm like, maybe I want to be blonde, though, again.
Yeah. I feel like even if you got tired, like, you dye your hair blonde, and then you're blonde for a while, and then you have to re-dye it, you're just like, yeah, okay, I could do that, and then you re-dye it. Or you could be like, nah, that's a pain, and then you just dye it like brown.
It's true. That's what I did with purple. But I knew that the whole time going into it. That's what I like so much about dyeing your hair. Everyone's like, why are you doing it? You're just going to change it. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Like, I didn't think I would be purple hair for the rest of my life. I just wanted to have purple hair for like a month, and I did.
It was good.
It was fun. It was the best month of my life. Made so many friends. Lost a lot too, but no, I'm kidding.
Once I became a brunette,
neither of those
suddenly
things happened.
It's not crazy purple hair Julie anymore. It's just
Not cool enough.
crazy
I'm not cool
regular
enough.
Julie.
Yep. Didn't work. Anyways, but you're pretty strong with red. I always I'm so jealous of people who like know their hair color.
Yeah, but then I always think, oh man, I want to do something new with my hair. And then I'll like look at all this different stuff that I want to do with my hair. And I'm like, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And then I'd be like really sad when it finally comes down to it. When I'm like about to make the appointment, I'm like, oh, but it took so long to get this red in. And I feel like it'd just be a pain to get back. And I really like the color anyway. And everybody always says it looks good on me. So it's like, I'm kind of attached. I'm in a committed relationship with red hair now. So,
I mean, we're common law married.
yeah, basically.
It's happening.
It's been like 5 years since I dyed it too.
Really?
So it's been a really long time. Yeah.
Party on.
I feel like 2014, like you're saying that Halloween we really failed.
Yeah,
I feel like my summer really failed.
2014 in general was a pretty failure year.
Yeah, I feel like 2014 really could have done better.
Yeah.
Really flopped.
Yes. It did not step up its game. It
No.
stepped down its game. It was like, yeah, man, I'm going to chill for a year.
And like the whole time I was expecting it to get better.
Yeah.
Like all of 2014 I just expected
Because it sounded
to get
like
better.
such a good year. 2014 sounds so strong.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But it's like, yeah, 2014, that's going to be a good year. Still, like, I look back on it, not like it was a dark year or like that it
Yeah,
failed
just
me
like,
miserably.
Oh man, last
yeah.
year, and then you try to think of all the good
You're
things
like, oh,
about
I know.
last year, and you're like, oh wait, there
everything sucked and everything
was
was
terrible.
not good.
Why do I keep thinking that 2014 was a good year when nothing?
Like the first 2 months of 2015 are now over, and they were stronger than the
so
full 12 months of
real.
2014, right?
That's so real.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, this summer I plan on doing way more stuff.
Same.
If I have to go part-time, I will. I'm doing more stuff this summer.
I know. I already have my one of my vacation weeks on that calendar right there. Do you see it? It's in blue and it says vacation ? Because also it might not happen, but yep.
We should do something one day during your vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We should have some drinks. That's
Yeah, we should.
segue. Candace and I were talking before we started this about how we're horrible at segues on this podcast.
Not riding a Segway, because we're really good at that.
Yeah, that's one of our strong suits.
But actually transitioning into things like sections
Of conversation.
Yeah.
Or words.
Yeah, we're bad at it.
Whew. So that's why we
Speaking of
started a
which-
podcast. We're horrible speakers.
Speaking of being terrible at speaking, what have you drank lately?
Is that a question for me? You know, I'm a huge fan of...
We're so bad.
Okay, this is our... Wait, let's preface this conversation because I feel like a lot of our listeners / watchers are under the age of 21. So preface, we're going to be talking a lot about alcohol in this episode because it's a delicious beverage and we enjoy casually having one on a sunny afternoon in the summer.
Exactly.
So
that being said, if you are underage, alcohol will kill you. Never drink
you
it.
will get an STD and die.
That is not a joke.
Like, let's take this very seriously. We are two educated people who have worked a lot of time at Tim Hortons.
Yes.
So you will die. Okay, moving on.
Alcohol's great.
Alcohol's great and I love it. Here's my alcohol. I feel like we both have like alcohol stories of like our lives and how it's progressed of us drinking because, which is, I don't know if that should happen, but anyways, I think we should share them. Because I think it's a huge history of both of our lives.
Okay.
I remember I met, or not met, but thinking of people who like I used to be friends with or maybe used to date, and then like thinking of like who I am now and stuff. I'm like, I'm a 100% different person than like when they knew me or stuff like that. And that's part of just growing up. But alcohol is a big part of that story. Anyways, when I died of alcohol, no.
And then I became born again in a new body and became 100% a different person.
100% Ariana Grande. No, I used to hate alcohol. Like I just was like, tastes gross. No point. I will have root beer all the time though because it's amazing. I was like, there's no good flavor. Like, what's all this flavor in root beer that is missing from all of alcohol? And then my sister loves the wine. She works at a winery and I think I credit kind of my drinking to her just because I hang out with her so much. And back when I didn't drink, she would always still offer me like, oh, do you want a glass of wine? And then I would say yes sometimes because I would be like, yeah, I'll try it. Sure. And then over time I became like, okay, now I actually would like to drink this. And like it was an acquired taste for me. And then I was just like, one day I was like, okay, I like it now. That's the end of my story. But for a very long time, like I think until I was probably, why did I say 21? You can drink when you're 19 in Canada.
Yeah, but I just thought it was like a maturity
responsible. Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
I recognized it, but I was like, I guess she's just being better safe than sorry, you know.
wait those extra 3 years, then start drinking,
or else you will die.
Well, that's probably when I did start drinking. I was gonna say when I was 21.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because for the first couple of years, I was just like, I don't want to. Even before, like, you know how your parents will offer you, like, a taste or whatever. I was always like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll move along. So, yeah. Probably when I was 21, I started. So it's been a great 2 years. No, I mean, I had drinks before then and stuff. Yeah. Every time I did, I was like, ugh. And my father, for every year at Christmas, Santa, would get, like, me and my siblings either a bottle of wine or like a 6-pack of beer or something. And like Santa always got me Coronas because I loved talking about how cool Coronas look in the commercials and stuff because they're all like fun and sunny and stuff. But I didn't drink it. This was back when I didn't drink. Yet every year Santa would get me a 6-pack of beer of Coronas. That's that's actually the second thing that I credit to my liking alcohol now because I would always drink it just out of like respect because I'm like, well, Santa bought this for me.
I can't
Dad.
not drink this.
I can't not drink it. So I would like drink like one while watching SNL one night, and then like slowly it became like, oh, I'm watching SNL tonight. I'm craving a beer. This is weird. So after a while, yeah, I enjoyed it. The end. Your turn.
Well, I thought I was okay. I didn't think I had a definite allergy to alcohol, which is still a little bit like not really present anymore, but it used to be like super present. Like I would have like a sip of a cooler and I would get like shooting pains in my arm. Like it was seriously painful and terrible. And then if I drank more, it would go away. But then I'd wake up with like crushing chest pain. So I was like, huh, I am very allergic to this. But eventually I was just like, that was like when I was like 17 or whatever. But that's why I died and I'm a new person now. So I never really drank though, because I'd have like a sip and then I'd be like, this is terrible and I'm in pain. So I'm going to stop. But then I think like a year ago or maybe a year and a half ago, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Everybody else is having social drinks. I want social drinks.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe it's just coolers I can't do. Maybe it's just like this certain alcohol I can't do. Maybe it's the dyes in these that I can't do. So I just like started drinking wine. And I was like, well, this is alcohol and I look classy, but I'm not really a wine person because I always feel like it looks like juice, so shit tastes like juice.
Totally.
I don't know. That's a very immature aspect of me, but I guess that's real. And like, I totally respect people who love wine, and I think that's great. And I think it's so cool how they know so much about wine, and I'm just like, this should taste like juice.
I always just like will take one sip and be like, this is I taste it's oaky. That's always the word I use for any alcohol. I'm just like, it's pretty
very
oaky.
bold. Do you see the legs on this?
The hops or something. Yeah. Now my brother makes beer at home. Like he like is assembling his own like home brewery or whatever, and like
how is it, by the way?
It's surprisingly good. Like it's a lot different than any beer that you would buy, and there's very strong flavors always because like he purposely will flavor them. It's pretty good. Like my family drinks it like willingly.
Willingly,
yeah.
Wow.
So you got that. I mean, would a beer connoisseur like it yet? I don't know. Like I don't know, but I like it. So there you go. Official opinions.
Would buy.
What? I don't know if I would buy it, but I would drink it
for free.
For free. Yeah. No, it's good so far. Anyways. Continue.
Yeah. So eventually, I was just like, "This sucks. I want to try more." So then I just ended up trying more, and I think like your allergies change over time or something like that. But if I like have something super strong at first, I'll still get like a dull kind of pain in my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
But it will last like a few minutes and then it's gone. So I just kind of
but then the next
drink
day she's
away
dead.
the pain.
Drink away the pain. Oh, we're just talking about such good morals today.
Yeah. So I've just been kind of like for the past year and a half kind of just expanding my tastes because like I don't like wine now, but I could like it in the future. Who knows? So I'm not one to say no to stuff.
Wine probably will take, I don't know, in my experience, it takes you the longest to get used to. Still sometimes I'm like but like outside, I'm like, yes, Tanya, I would love another glass.
That's hilarious, actually. Yeah. So lately, I've been trying to, I suppose, like, dip a toe in the beer world too.
Yes.
If that's not a disgusting analogy.
I would dip my toe in beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've been trying ciders, like beer ciders, because before it was like anything that had that beer flavor, I would just like reject immediately. I would be like, nope, none of that. Lime beer, disgusting. It still has that like beer aftertaste. But yeah, now I'm like, I bought like myself some earlier today. It's just like a refreshing treat now. So
yeah,
I'm getting a step ahead.
Look who's growing up. I know, that's where I feel like I was when I was like, yep, going through that. It's like slowly you start buying it and then you're like, this is exciting. It's like this new thing that you can do.
Here's my ID.
Could have been doing this for 3 years.
So true.
Yeah. So ciders, what kind have you just tried the one kind so far?
I've had Canadian cider and I've had Keith's cider.
And which one was your favorite?
I only had a sip of the Canadian and it was like, it tasted kind of like alcoholic apple juice, which I enjoyed, but I was also like a couple drinks in at that point. So I don't really know.
No, that's what it tastes like. That's cider.
Oh, okay, good.
Alcoholic apple juice. Yeah.
And then I had Keith's cider, which is more of like a beer taste to it, but it's still like really refreshing and best cold. It says like
definitely
best over ice. Cheers. And I'm like, I don't want to drink anything with ice. I hate ice.
Yeah, no, don't put ice. No. I think it just means you hold the can over a palm full of ice. Just put it over it. Just hover it.
Plus, I feel classier drinking from a bottle because that's like basically what my dad used to drink of all the time.
I feel this way too. My father and brother will scold me when I drink beer out of a bottle because they're like, you're supposed to get it out of, or maybe it's out of a can, you're not supposed to drink it. I like drinking it out of the things it comes in. It makes me feel like an adult because I'm openly doing this. But they're always like, you got to pour it in a glass.
Because it's like an aluminum taste.
Yeah. But I'm like, it's been in there this whole time. Like, pouring it out isn't going to get rid of that. But they're like, yes, I know. So, okay. Anyways. But yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
I also feel classier with for one, when you're drinking a beer and it's like a Keith cider or something, which is technically like a beer drink, and it looks identical to beer, and you'll be drinking it, and somebody drinking like real beer will just be like, Keith cider, that's classic. So when you pour it into a glass, people can't distinguish whether or not it's real beer or cider, so you could just look that much cooler.
That's true.
You're like, oh yeah, just having a brewski with the boys, watch the game. I say that facetiously. Cider is actually decent.
I still don't know what facetious means.
Exactly. Moving on.
I have a plug while we're talking about ciders because I may as well. And also I do expect payment for this. Just kidding.
I do.
No, I don't. My sister works at a winery, and guess what? They just started making wine cider last year. I don't know if you've heard of it. Shiny apple cider. Try it this summer. Or like right now also, but it's great in the summer.
And it has a really cute can.
Yeah, it's very great branding. And I think there's 2 flavors. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, there's a red and a white.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
And it's very good. It's very good. It's very good.
So like,
that's all I got.
Me who...
Go buy it. Shiny apple cider at Small Talk.
Okay, but I don't like wine. Like, at all. I haven't found a wine that I liked. Wait, that's a lie. I had some... white wine that I was given at Christopher's Christmas work party, and that was good. I like that.
Do you like it to taste more oaky or buttery?
I just like the legs.
Yeah. I'm all about those hops. Are there hops in wine?
I don't know.
I don't even know what a hop is. Hop on pop. So do you know what kind it was?
No.
White.
I think I just told you. Duh.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah, I could like ask Christopher. He probably knows. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Like you don't know where it was from or what it was. Okay.
I did
cool.
at the time.
Oh,
Can't
I'm sure.
Now.
Yeah, that's good.
Would
Cool.
I like the
Great
cider
talk.
though, even though it's like...
Yes, I think you would because it's very not. It's very cider.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very cider.
Yeah, you don't. It's not as much wine as cider. It's more cider.
I let my brother try one of my Keith ciders, and he says that he doesn't like it because it's too green apple.
Maybe
Not
he's more
quite
into
red
apple.
You see,
Yeah.
I know my apple colors. My wine colors I have a problem with.
Red and white.
Red and white.
Sometimes a rosé. Don't drink rosé. You'll also be judged for that.
Oh, really?
This is also a thing.
Why?
Because it's super girly to drink rosé. It's like,
It's like I'm a girl.
drink a real wine. It's not even real.
It's not even like someone spent time crafting that.
Yeah. They just put pink dye in white wine. No. We also should have prefaced this by saying we both know nothing.
We're here to talk about alcohol as people who recently started drinking.
But I know people who know things. I know people in
Therefore,
wine clubs.
I know things.
I know people who have been to Napa.
I think I know a thing or two. Exactly 2 things.
Like I played a doctor on TV. So could I do this heart surgery? Yes.
Pretty sure I've seen an episode of Tour House. So
You have a disease and you're dying because you drink alcohol.
exactly. So Aaron has a beer like making thing in his house.
That's correct.
So like, do you think you'll ever do anything like that in your own house?
Make my own beer.
Like anything, like create your own stuff.
Like, will I dance? Yes. Will I create my own stuff in my house? Probably not, because as far as like food or like alcohols go, so much work, so much money. Like we he asked for like all of his Christmas list this year was like beer stuff to help his like making of it, whatever words. And it's pretty expensive just to get everything, because you need this, and then you need the pipe, and then you need the burner, and then you need the pot, and like every single thing is like a decent amount of money. The one thing that he needed were just bolts. These bolts were like $30 each, so or something like that. I'm not sure of the price, but it was a decent price. So Tanya had bought him those for Christmas, and she thought like, okay, $30. These must be bolts that are like this big or something, right?
Yeah.
And they came and they were like literally like the size of a small nail. She was like, I don't think I got the right thing, Julie. I'm like, no, like he like sent us the link for that. It's the right thing, and it was.
Wow.
But it's like so expensive to get everything. Like the things in general aren't necessarily expensive, but when you add it all up, it's like, oh, that's so much. And then it's so much work to be doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to watch all the seasons of Parks and Recreation except for the last one, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Neither myself nor Julie have seen any of the episodes from the latest season of Parks and Rec because we just can't.
Yeah, we just can't. And that's okay. We're just going to embrace it.
Yep.
Yeah, like I have seen all the way up to this season.
Yep.
But when it started, I was watching a lot of other things, and I was just kind of busy the first week it came back. And since they're back-to-back episodes, it was like a lot to catch up on. Well, 2 episodes every week though. And I was kind of like, well, this is the last season. Like, I don't know. I don't want it to end yet. I'm going to drag this out maybe for a couple years. But then someone was texting me like last night last night when the finale was on. They were just like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I was like, okay. First of all, I missed it, because now I was like, I kind of want to watch the finale though. But I've read what happened, but I still don't want to see it. That's happened with the Parenthood finale too. That happened a couple weeks ago, and I know what happened, but I don't want to watch it yet because I want it to just like not end yet. So
I hear you. It's nice that everybody's like, that ending was amazing though, because like
it is
there's
nice
been
to
a
hear
lot
that.
of shows, How I Met Your Mother, that
Lost.
have really like just kind of flopped at the end. How I Met Your Mother.
Well, can we not use the word flopped though? Because as someone who enjoyed the ending, I find that offensive. I don't find it offensive, but that I don't. Yeah, I know these controversial endings. I like that.
I feel like they could have done everything that they did in the ending of How I Met Your Mother. They could have done it all if they had just planned it out better. Like the entire season that they had before. I think
agree with
that entire season they could have spent building up to that season finale, because it's not like they didn't know it was happening. They've had it filmed for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I just felt like they kind of could have done a way better job of building up to that, because it just like, as people who knew this ending was coming up 10 years later,
right?
Like 10 years prior, they've known this whole time that that's what's going to happen. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably never even occurred to them that this would be kind of a huge bomb to drop and then expect everybody to accept all at once.
That makes sense. I think too, like if the last season wasn't all Barney and Robin's wedding, then people wouldn't have been as upset. Because I think like building it up that the entire season was waiting for that wedding day. Like it was the entire last season was just the weekend, right, of their wedding. So and then they ended up getting divorced. And I think that was the biggest like upset, was just like you spent the entire season on this wedding weekend, and like obviously there was a big story to tell of that weekend. We were all
convinced they were in love too, and they were in love for a little while.
Yeah,
but like
that's probably the part that upset me the most. I think the whole Ted and the mother and Robin part made so much sense to me. I was very on board with that part.
Yeah, I just felt like they could have built it up better.
Yeah, they could have done it better.
They could have done it like have Barney and Robin get married like a season before, and then have their impending breakup. Do a time skip in between seasons, and then have the impending.
Definitely. But especially after the whole like how Barney proposing to Robin was that his like last final what's it called, like move or whatever in his book. How am I forgetting all these words? It's been so long.
The playbook?
Yeah, the playbook. That was his final play, was to get Robin in it. That was like the entire season before was his play, but we didn't know it until the last second. Like that was cool. Yeah. But then you spent a whole season doing the last play, and then it's like you're just divorced in the end. Like yeah. But so yeah, I'm glad that Parks and Rec like did have a really good response.
Yeah, everybody was like, that was an amazing ending.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Did we expect any less from a show that amazing though?
No. I read an article on Huffington Post today that was this like mother wrote it about how Parks and Rec had so many like life lessons like that taught, like she watches it with her 13-year-old son or whatever. She's like, over like watching all these seasons with him, he's learned so much about how to like be a good person, how to respect people, how to like interact with people, and how to like disagree with people but still be able to work with them and stuff. And that's all like they taught us all that without like laying it out there as like, this is your lesson. Like it was just like subliminal and stuff, but it was such a solid show. And oh my gosh, I was so inspired after reading that. I was like, yes, like that's what's missing in so much TV these days.
That's exactly right. That's what made it such a great show to have on television too. Like obviously everything great has to have an ending, but I feel like all my favorite shows kind of ended all at once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all at once being like the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's true. And like I feel like Parks and Rec is the last great sitcom that's on TV right now. Like Big Bang Theory technically is still on.
I don't think it's very good.
I don't either. Like the first, it was good. I do think it was good, but like
everybody thinks it's such an amazing comedy, and I'm like, have none of you seen Parks and Rec?
People build it up a lot more than it is. Yeah,
like
I agree
like
with that.
if you were to compare the two, like there's no competition.
There's
no comparison because Parks and Rec is so much better of a show.
It's so solid because it's so solid in its comedy and it's like real issues.
Yeah.
And it pulls them both off like seamlessly without it being too serious and without it being too silly.
Yeah.
It's like that's so hard to do, and they do it incredibly.
Yep.
So way to go, Parks and Rec.
Yep.
Amy Poehler, if you want to be on our show, I mean, we can fit you in.
Maybe.
But we'll see. Well, you'll have to talk to our producers. I don't know. Don't pressure me.
Too
stressed out.
Amy Poehler desperately wants to be on this podcast.
Everyone does. I've gotten so many emails. Oh,
exactly.
It's the worst. Like, Rob Lowe, no, sorry. We're busy.
Obama, please calm down. You're busy being a president.
I saw, have you ever seen Billy on the Street?
No, I haven't.
Okay, there's this guy called, he's on Parks and Rec. The guy who always like yells, he came over from, he worked in the Parks department, and like when they were merging the two like Eagleton and Pawnee's departments or something. And
maybe I missed 2 seasons.
No, you would know. He was very loud and like flamboyant, but like hilarious. He always yelled at people. Like, I don't want to do an impression of him. He's so funny.
Jean-Ralphio?
No, not Jean-Ralphio. I know Jean-Ralphio. Which is also a solid character. Anyways, whatever. So there's this guy, Billy Eichner is his name in real life, and he does this show. Started on Funny or Die. Now he does it on Comedy Central, I think. Don't quote me. And it's called Billy on the Street, and he'll like go and like interview people on the street, and like very often he has celebrities go with him, and then he'll just be like every like trivia question he asks is his opinion. So it will be like, Mariah Carey, yes or no? It's so funny. And anyways, he did an episode this week with Michelle Obama and Big Bird, and it was the funniest thing ever. It was called, he played a game called Ariana Grande or a Carrot.
Or a carrot?
Yes. They were trying to do a health thing, so the correct answer was a carrot. But at the end, Michelle Obama won a giant picture of the back of Ariana Grande's head. Anyways, that's on Funny or Die. You should watch it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, actually.
Plug.
I feel like I need to take off like 3 weeks from work just to catch up on all the shows that I need to see.
Yep. I made a list in my planner because I was like, wow, I'm really behind on a lot. And I ended up making a list of 15 shows right now that I'm like, I need to catch up on at least 3 episodes of each of these because February was so busy. But that's my plan for March. I've already caught up on all of New Girl, which was just like not hard because you just fly through those. But yeah.
Wow. TV shows are rough.
That's the story. I'm sticking to it. What was the other thing we were going to seamlessly segue through?
Oh, man.
Because we started talking so much and we were like, we should stop talking and talk about this on air. I don't remember what it was now, though. Well, this is just dead air, so people are loving this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They love it when we talk about what to talk about.
When I was saying, like, if you would ever do a thing in your house, what did you remember?
I remembered. Birth stories.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's your birth story?
Okay.
Okay, this segues. Here's how it segues. We were talking about Amy Poehler. I'm reading Amy Poehler's book. In Amy Poehler's book, she suggests that you all know your birth story. Julie, what's your birth story?
I know my birth story. So I was the 3rd child. And I was going to say the 3rd child that came 3rd. Anyways, my mom was feeling the pains of me, and she knew that I was coming. And so she called her mother over and said, can you watch the kids downstairs so that I can be in pain upstairs and they don't have to see it? So she did that for a while. The pain probably started around 3 p.m. And then she went to the hospital around 7 or 8. I think she had me at 8:44. I think it was maybe Friday or Saturday. It was October 18th. Same day as Zac Efron was being born. 2 years prior. Anyway, so then she had me. But guess what? It was not seamless because I came out purple. They were like,
really?
uh-oh, she doesn't want to breathe. And I was like, haha, suckers.
She doesn't
Guess
wanna
what?
breathe.
I hate you all. Just kidding. I don't hate you, but I'm scared of you. I was very intimidated from the moment I was born. Anyway, so I was purple for a bit and stuff. And Mom was like, she always says, she went, breathe, Poopy, breathe. And then the nurse looked at her, one of the nurses, and was like, you're naming her Poopy? And my mom was like, you're an idiot. She didn't actually say that, but she was just trying to be like, breathe.
She definitely thought it.
She definitely thought it. That's for sure. So then, yeah, after a while, I was like, ugh, fine, I'll do this whole life thing, whatever. And then I breathed.
And you were like, overrated.
Yeah. I was like, yep, I knew it. Wouldn't be fun. Knew it. Called it. Just saying. Hashtag YOLO. Hashtag I'm done. And yeah, 23, 24 years later, here I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In all my glory.
Well, I don't really know exactly what my birth story is. I guess I should ask because I always figured I do know, but then I remember that I totally don't really know any of the specifics. I don't even know if my mom would remember them because my brother's 6 years older than me. So she already had a pretty young kid who's old enough to remember stuff.
Yeah.
And be rambunctious and weird. So she already had him, and I was a twin, so she's having twins. So she's leading a pretty busy lifestyle. I think she was going to school too. She was definitely in school while I was a kid though. So I don't know. Anyway, my mom's a busy lady. I don't think she's ever rested in her life. Maybe once or twice when she was a toddler, but she's constantly doing stuff, and she's constantly got commitments and is always being responsible.
Sounds exhausting.
It does, doesn't it? But she's one of those people who is okay, time to relax. Sits down, gets up. She can't anymore. It sounds terrible. Oh, no offense, Mom. I don't want to be like you. Just kidding.
I don't envy a busy life.
Yeah, she just impresses me over and over again, though. So she was probably too busy to super remember the specifics, what with it being 20 years ago now. But I was a twin, and I was supposed to be born in July, but then I was born in May. But I was it was the end of May, and I was supposed to be born mid-July or something like that. I don't know.
So a month, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, about 2 months early. Which is common for twins, but it was also 20 years ago, and it's also that we're not usually that early. So I was about 3 pounds when I was born, I think.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be George Shrinks.
I was George Shrinks. George Shrinks.
I always thought about George Shrinks, when that was him at probably 10 years old. Maybe.
How did his mom know she was pregnant?
How did his mom know she was pregnant? I always thought I'm gonna have a kid, that's the kind of kid I'm gonna have, because you would not feel it. You would not feel it coming out. That would not be painful. It would have been this small when it was born. Aw.
Yeah. How did you take care of it?
How did you? Yeah. What did you wrap it in? Swaddling clothes would suffocate it.
How do you know that its diaper needs changing?
You would rip a Kleenex and just place it on top.
How did that child survive?
Yeah, that's the real question.
Maybe he was born normal and got shrink rate or something. I don't know.
Kind of like Benjamin Button, but not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe he knew. Yeah, maybe he knew Rick Moranis. Honey, I Shrunk George Shrinks.
Ah ha ha ha. Boots.
Okay. Anyways, continue.
So yeah, and then I was born first. And then my sister was born 6 minutes after me, which is kind of spooky because my brother's 6 years older than me.
Spooky.
Yeah. And all 3 of us were supposed to be born in July.
Oh.
So my parents are pretty predictable, I guess.
When was John born?
August. So he was late.
Yeah.
Fun fact, my mom, weighed the same amount basically when she was pregnant with my brother as she was when she was pregnant with me.
Oh, that
And
is a fun
Vanessa.
fact.
Isn't that super
I'm
weird?
having so much fun.
Yeah. I'm an identical twin, so I shared the same
Sack?
DNA sack. Yeah.
Delicious.
Which means I can frame Vanessa for murder, so. Or she can frame me.
I feel like Vanessa would murder someone. Like, or sorry, that was not the end of that sentence. Vanessa would be more, if it was between the two of you, I would think of Vanessa first. No, you're so conniving.
Yeah, I don't think Vanessa could murder someone.
I don't think either of you could.
No, okay, yeah, let's get this clear.
We're not going to murder anyone, probably. So
maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Obviously, she's like my best friend and my twin, so I know like her super well. So
I just feel like Vanessa's all like,
not even at all.
No, but like in a funny way. But like,
oh yeah, she's totally like that in a funny way. Like
yeah.
she will definitely do those like conniving, like evil villain things.
Exactly. That's
like,
why I would pin
in a
her for
hilarious
murder
way.
first.
Yeah,
because she would be that murderer from like Austin Powers, who was like,
yeah, I get you.
Vanessa, y'all feel?
You're like a hilarious villain.
Yeah. Like a fun one from like a good movie, like a colorful one.
Yeah, like a Batman.
Yeah. Ooh. I did
She
not
loves
like those
Batman.
movies. Okay.
So.
Well, sure. But I didn't like them.
Oh, really?
It's okay.
Yeah, she loves the Batmans. Yeah, I got her a framed poster of Batman for Christmas one year. It's like this super like classy Batman poster, and then I framed it, which makes it even classier. The secret to having nerdy things is to frame them. Because
so
then it
true.
looks so good. It's like
so
nobody's
true.
gonna judge you on your nerdy stuff because it's framed, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it looks so
It's
good.
like,
though.
no, like I'm an adult. I don't just have posters on my wall. I have posters in frames.
Exactly.
I do still have posters though. Because
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
have
you
enough money
totally
to
do.
frame them.
Yeah, that's true. It's really expensive to frame stuff. But
Especially such big movie posters. But that is my plan. Like I'm obviously going to frame them and have like a movie room.
yeah,
You know how most
super
people
good.
like plan their weddings on Pinterest? I plan my theater rooms in my future house.
your theater room.
So many pins on that.
Would you consider yourself a Pinteresting person?
I would consider myself a Pinteresting person, but not in the traditional Pinteresting way that every single girl in the world right now is like, except for some people. I would.
Where they just pin stuff and go, ooh, that's cool.
No, that's me. No, I would say I'm not the person who's all like DIY Pinterest. Like, look at this entire bedroom of patterns that I got off of Pinterest. It looks good, and I commemorate those people, but I'm not those people. I'm like all black everything.
That's so funny because I'm like, when I have a future house, I just want to paint everything white. Just paint it all white.
Oh, I actually do agree with
Cupboards,
that. As far
walls.
as clothes go, I'm all black, but no, walls, I want that all white.
Yeah.
And then get like a cool carpet, like of like fur, but not real fur.
Exactly. And then have like statement like pillows because then
And
if
an
you get
L-shaped
tired,
couch.
Yes. And then if you get tired of the look of your bedroom or whatever room or living room, you could just be like, oh man, I need to redecorate. You move some stuff around and you change your pillows and your whole room looks different.
Bob's your uncle.
You're welcome. I just saved you a lot of time. Just paint your whole house white.
Yeah.
It opens the room up.
That's the trick.
Looks
It
classy.
does. Yeah.
Yep. Instagram worthy all the time.
Always clean.
Yep.
Except also like probably always dirty.
If you
Because
you
it's
don't
white.
you don't like touch walls all the time.
Yeah, until your walls are white, then you realize how much you touch walls.
Yeah, that's true. But it always
I'm gonna start putting my handprint here every week behind me, and then in like a year we'll see if like it's there. One.
Here we go.
Come along on this ride.
If you like frame stuff or have paintings, they look so good on a white backdrop.
Look, if this was not in a frame, I'm pointing to a poster that says live every week like a Shark Week. If that was not in a frame, it would not look classy.
Exactly.
It's in a frame though, so I have it in an office. This is a professional business of workplace.
Exactly.
Class.
Definition
of class, Julie's office.
That's how you get stuff done. You frame it and then you look.
Pinterest. Class.
White walls, frame stuff.
Frames.
Pillows.
Adults.
16 blankets.
Cider.
Drink beer in a glass.
Yeah.
Oh, are we done? Is that what that meant?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just
Like we're not, but like it's close enough. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought she was doing the outro. Next week.
I was doing the Price is Right theme.
Okay, remember that one time we promised you Taya and then it took a couple weeks, but then we totally got her on? Well, next week I'm promising you another special guest. It probably will happen.
We do have a name. We just don't want to tease it because that's
Like-
the poll. Come in next week and see who it is. We're great at marketing. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.